Welcome everybody to JFH Hero Meetup 21. And we still have some commotion happening here as we're setting up. Happy Batman Day, hence me wearing the Batman shirt, the only Batman shirt I have right now. So it is Batman Day, so good time to celebrate. But today we're going to talk about our wonderful upcoming action film competition. And this action film competition is in partnership with the Urban Action Showcase, sponsored by Warner Media, and really amazing stuff. Because our community, if you are new to our community, or if you have never heard about it before and you're just watching this or just joining us, Justice for Hire is a show that we're producing with a community, with worldwide. Anyone can join the cast. We're actually building a cinematic universe. So while there's one main show we're putting together, every piece of content can spin off and does and exists as its own storylines that interconnect. So any character you create, hero, client, or villain, you can choose your role in a world that's like Uber for heroes, where you can hire a hero or become one and get paid. All of this stuff works together as long as you follow the universe rules and stay in alignment with the guidelines of the community. It's all canonical. So we're building stuff together, and it's amazing. And this is being produced by Real World, which is our startup company. We're all about making movies and shows with the world. I'm Jan. Hi. And we're joined by our Real World teammates. We have Andra, our CTO. We have Autumn. Autumn and Andra are both not only Real World teammates, but they're also in the cast as well. And that extends to David Murray, aka Creator, and Sensei Claus, aka Mike. So, you know, we're really in a wonderful position right now, with just the folks that have come together to help us build a community and really seeing how this is the future of film and TV. So that being said, we also have a massive amount that's growing on a daily basis of not only actors, martial artists, cosplayers, LARPers, but also real life superheroes. And we're joined today also by Armored Knight, a real life superhero out of West Virginia, and with his own real life superhero collective. So it's always an honor to be received and to be joined by the real life superhero community. So what Armored Knight does is real, and to make to draw a clear line, we are an entertainment show, but the way that we're doing it and the way that we're opening up the creativity is drawing in people from all walks of life that have very particular skill sets that we can all learn from. And I think that when we have a show like Justice for Hire, where it's about Uber for heroes, hire a hero, become one and get paid, one of the communities we really need to be looking to for inspiration is the real life superhero community. So to have someone like Armored Knight here is always a big deal. So thank you, Armored Knight, for joining us.
You're welcome.
And with that said, this action film competition, which is the deadline for submission is October 15th. We're going to launch the video we would have launched the call to action video yesterday, but we have a wedding this weekend. So it's been very intense. So, but that being said, the call to action video will come on Monday. And all it is you creating an action scene based on any of the action movies being honored this year that have an anniversary this year. And those action movies, which I just clicked paste and it didn't work, so I'll press it again. But I'll list them off. But it ranges from Bruce Lee's Fist of Fury to Tomb Raider to so many different films. I'll just go down the list right now.
Bruce Lee, my favorite martial artist.
Oh, absolutely. The godfather of mixed martial arts. So I'm going to read down this list if it's not pasting in for whatever reason. It's too long?
Yes,
Oh, I mean, it's pretty long. Okay, I will. Let me try this one. I'm pasting this in here. But so there's 3 sections of this Warner Media Showcase, and each section has its own films that are being honored this year. And hopefully, okay, great. Here we go. Fist of Fury. Zatoichi, the one-armed swordsman, and it's Zatoichi and the one-armed swordsman. Zatoichi was an entire series of amazing blind samurai films, amazing stuff. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out. Let's see, Billy Jack, Red Sun, 50th anniversary. The One-Armed Boxer, 50th anniversary. Shaolin Wooden Men, That's 45th anniversary. That's Jackie Chan. Sister Street Fighter, Master of the Flying Guillotine or Guillotine, Masked Avengers, My Young Auntie, Enter the Ninja, with Sho Kosugi, which is an amazing film that I used to watch when I was a little kid. My father loved that film. And Sho Kosugi's son, I believe, is in it as well. Big Trouble in Little China, another classic. Delta Force, Fist of the North Star, Operation Condor, also with Jackie Chan, which we just watched with my son a few days ago. Double Impact, that's a Jean-Claude Van Damme film. And let's see what else. Out for Justice, which is Steven Seagal. Showdown in Little Tokyo, Lundgren, Tiger Claws, Once Upon a Time in China, Set It Off, The Glimmer Man, Exit Wounds, The Raid, which everyone should check out as soon as possible. Haywire, which I love. That's a Gina Carano film. I think that was an amazing film. Anyway, Assassin's Games. And so that's a fraction. I have a few more I'm going to post in here. But if you want to remake a film, a scene from any of those films, that's how you get into the competition. So by remaking the films, a scene, and it can be done in your own way. It doesn't have to be shot for shot. It doesn't have to be the same action. It doesn't have to be anything similar at all other than being inspired by it. So I think it's a really, really interesting opportunity to play. And you'll see in our call to action video, we play around with some of the scenes, some of these films, and remade scenes in our own way. Here's more of them. Shaft, 50th anniversary. The Organization, which I've not seen, another 50th anniversary. Skin Game, Women in Cages, Big Doll House, Death Journey, Dolomite, the Human Tornado, Silver Streak, New Jack City, Boys in the Hood, Bulletproof, Original Gangsters, Training Day, Baby Boy, Pootie Tang, Waist Deep, Columbiana, and there's more. Let's see. Columbiana is amazing. That's a Luc Besson film, and if Luc Besson is if you know about action cinema, Luc Besson, who created the Professional, Leon the Professional. He created what was that film with the woman who stars in it, Scarlett Johansson, before she got the Black Widow solo film deal. He made that movie with her. I forgot the name of it, but we just saw it. Actually, it wasn't that great, but I recommend checking out Anna or Anya, A-N-N-A from Luc Besson from a few years ago. It's an amazing action film. Amazing. He does female-driven action like no one else. And finally, there's Rocky, 45th anniversary, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Escape from New York, Running Scared, The Last Boy Scout, The Long Kiss Goodnight, which I still have to see. I've heard so much about that. Independence Day, Solo, Mission Impossible, Tomb Raider, Ghosts of Mars, which I love. I didn't expect to love that film. Swordfish, Green Hornet, not the one with Bruce Lee. The one with Seth Rogen. Green Lantern, Hannah, which I still haven't seen, which I heard is great, and then they made that show on it. And the notorious Sucker Punch. So all these films, choosing any of these films to recreate a scene or have a scene that you make inspired by it is how you get into the competition. And anyone who enters the competition is going to be featured in the collected block that the film festival, that the Urban Action Showcase, sponsored by Warner Media, is going to air, going to screen. So if you create content, it's going to be in that block, and it's going to be distributed in a particular way via their film festival. And not only that, anyone who creates is going to be featured on a panel. We may get too many people, so we may have to turn into like an Audience Choice Award kind of thing, which there will be an Audience Choice Award. But right now, the intention is to have everybody who creates featured on a panel with a handful of esteemed film executives, film and TV executives, action choreography experts and stunt people, and filmmakers, etc. So that'll happen. That specific panel will be on Zoom, as this is, and that will happen on November 20th. So that's a very specific date. So the two specific dates are entry date deadline for entry is in the competition is the October 15th, and then the panel will be on November 20th. The event will run between November 8th and November 20th. So at some point during that time, there'll be an audience choice competition, and there'll be the film block. So that being said, are there any questions, and can we answer any questions, thoughts, or ideas about how to? There we go, Armor Knight.
I'll tell you one thing, that Green Lantern one, I'm not doing that. I'll tell you why. Because I got a Green Lantern outfit one time from Wish, and I put it on. I looked in the mirror frontwards, and it looked good. I turned sideways. It looked like a pregnant Green Lantern. So nope.
You're talking about Green Lantern with their green versus not Green Hornet.
Yeah, Green Lantern.
That's
I'm not
fun.
going to do that because, like I said, I got a Green Lantern uniform one time, and from Wish.com, and I got a gut on me, and I put that on, and I looked in the mirror frontwards, standing frontwards. It looked great. I turned sideways. It looked like a pregnant Green Lantern. And I said, nope, ain't going to do it. I got rid of it. So that one's out of the question for me.
That's fun. Thank you for sharing that. Well, I think that if if there are no other questions on this, like I said, the one thing. Oh, please, Armor Knight.
I wasn't done yet. Sorry about that.
Oh, sure.
But I can do a nunchuck scene with my nunchucks.
That's awesome.
And when I was younger, I can work them just like Bruce Lee. The quickness and everything. Not like he worked them. I can work them fast, but I can work them fast. I'll tell you, one time I was working them, and I was showing this guy, and he said, "What was you doing? Working a stick around you?" I said, "No." He said, "It looked like you was working a solid stick." I said, "No, these are nunchucks." And he said, "Well, as fast as you was working, it looked like he was working a solid stick." I said, "No, this is a pair of nunchucks. It's got a chain in the middle." He said, "Well, I didn't even see that chain." He said, "You was working them so quick, I didn't even see the chain." Daytime or nighttime, I work them quick.
That's amazing, man. I had nunchucks, but I never had the formal training or gave myself the focus to wield them properly. And there's a guy going viral on social the last couple months who just does them so fast, and then he finishes up and then he throws a dart at a board. And every time I see it, I'm like, I love this guy.
That was like, he blows me away. That guy is awesome.
Well, I'd say in regards to the anything that you do, especially given that this is part of Justice for Hire, my intent personally as a creator is to always make sure that when I'm doing Justice for Hire stuff, that when I'm doing something, that it can tie into Justice for Hire. And again, that's not to say that everything I create is Justice for Hire related, but when I can find the opportunity, I do my best to make sure of that. So I see something like this as something where hey, how can we take the one of these films, and sure, if you just recreate the scene yourself, that's awesome. But if you can tie the scene or use the scene as inspiration to tie into your character, your story that you're telling in Justice for Hire, I think that's even more valuable to the community as a whole and to you as a creator. Because again, especially the folks that are doing more original characters, there are folks who are very inspired by Spider-Man or other characters, and so they're doing stuff that's connected. And it should always be known that we as a production company, we can't necessarily support the characters that are based on other people's intellectual property, other companies, in the same way that we could support original characters. So, you know, if you create something that has like a spider thing to it that's obviously connected to Spider-Man, even though it's not called Spider-Man, like there's only so much that we can do because we don't have any control over that property. As a matter of fact, if we promote that, we might get, you know, legal repercussions because of promoting that. But, you know, Armored Knight, Creator, Sensei Clause, these are all original characters. Like my character is just my name, Jan. You know, this original character. So anyone who's got an original character and you're doing a scene like this that's coming up for this competition, I really recommend focusing on that original character and expanding your story somehow in a scene that's inspired by one of these films. And I think that's what's going to be something really, really interesting. So I'm very interested to see how people put that together, and whether you're shooting by yourself, because there's ways to do these scenes by yourself. And you'll see in our call to action video, I'm going to do one myself, like solo. But then there's also ways to do them with partners. You don't necessarily need to hit somebody. You know, like, well, first of all, you never need to actually hit someone for a fight scene like that, like in a movie. Like you just don't need to do that.
Like how you did that sample video of people hitting you.
Yeah, exactly. So like there's ways to sell it. Like hits are normally 6 inches to a foot in front of the face, and you just cheat it with camera angle. So it's literally just camera angle. But then there are more dynamic action scenes where it does, you know, that there is impact. But if you're not a professional, don't do that. You know, like do what you're good at and get better at what you're good at, so you can become an expert at it, have mastery. And that's really, I think, a main theme for what we're going for. So I just highly recommend that when the video comes out on Monday, I'm sure there'll be more questions. I'm sure there'll be more folks that are resubmitting. But I'm hoping to see everybody on here doing something.
What did you think about the dance videos I was in?
Oh, first of all, I love the dance. We're like I said, we had a wedding this weekend, so there's been a lot of activity kind of around that. But we're definitely going to share the dance videos. And
now that second one that I sent you, it is of all those real life superheroes promoting Project Hope to feed the homeless across the United States.
So I didn't see that video. I only saw the first one of you dancing, but I would like to. I will check that one out. Absolutely. Are they all dancing?
The second one is to Bruno Mars' Uptown Funk.
That's hilarious. That's wonderful.
I'm not dressed like this in that video. I am dressed as the Punisher.
Oh wow!
And I'm breakdancing.
That's amazing. I would definitely check that out.
A lot better job in it than I did in that one video you saw.
I will definitely check that out. That, well, you know, the Armored Knight, I would love it if since you're the newest one to the community here on the Hero Meetups, I would love it if you share a little bit of your story and how your story as a person connects to what brought you to Justice for Hire, so that some of our other community members can get to know you as well.
All right. Let me put all this in. I got the sword and my shield. I only do this when I have this. It's when I go to the Comic Cons. I don't take them out on the street, especially a sword. I don't want the cops after me.
Comic-Con is coming back. It's San Diego Comic-Con, the weekend of Thanksgiving, which we'll see how that works out.
Well, for ours, it's next week.
Oh, wow.
24th, 25th, and 26th. I get to meet Sam Elliott.
Oh, Sam Elliott's an institution.
Yeah.
Love Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott, as when he was, I first seen him when he was Flash Gordon.
I didn't know he was Flash Gordon.
Yeah, back in the 80s.
Oh my God, I had no idea. Tombstone was where I found out about Sam Elliott.
All right. The blonde-headed guy was in the movie back in the 80s. He took on Ming and all that, you know, the story. But anyways, he is the lead character in Flash Gordon.
I had no idea.
Yeah. And I get to meet one of my idols is the Flash from the '90s, which is the Flash's dad in the series this year.
Oh, I love the Flash. The '90s Flash show was the only one I watched. So that's awesome.
I love that uniform was
yeah, the texture of that uniform is so like I don't know if it was like a velvet, but it was like a strong velvet. I really like that.
I wish I had the money to buy it. I would have got one. I wore it to Comic-Con this year.
Can you say that? What's his name?
Is his name
John Wesley Shipp. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. John Wesley Shipp.
Awesome. That's awesome.
All the Power Rangers will be there.
Oh, when you say all Power Rangers,
from different.
That's a strong statement.
The different series of Power Rangers. I don't think there's any from the first one, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Okay, I was because I have a Power Rangers T-shirt that I'm sure you've seen me wear. That it has, because Power Rangers starts in America in '93, but it started in Japan in 1975, which I didn't know it was from '75. So I have all these Power Rangers prior to the '93 Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And
can I take this mask off? I can't breathe in it. There you see what I look like. Everybody can see what I look like now.
Oh, AK Wonder, also known as Autumn, who's on here, had a question for your Comic-Con. What city is that Comic-Con?
Morgantown, West Virginia.
Morgantown.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Morgantown.
Oh, Morgantown.
Morgantown.
Oh, that's like
Okay.
it's a big place.
I live in Fairview, and Morgantown's like maybe 25 miles away from where I live.
Yeah.
All right. You want me to go ahead with my origin story?
Yeah. Please share.
Well, back in 2021 or 2021, 2001, September 7th or September, 9/11. My four cousins, which were New York firefighters, they got killed the day of the attacks, and they lost their lives. I don't know if they were saving people or they was in the towers where they were. They lost their lives, and it had an impact on me so bad when I found out all four of them died. And three of them was junior firefighters, and the oldest, his name's Eric. He was a regular firefighter for the New York Fire Departments somewhere up there. I've never been to New York, but it impacted me so much that the first hero that I ever took to, because they're from New York, I went with the Punisher. I dressed as the Punisher. I had a trench coat, the black pants, boots, everything. I even carried real guns, real pistols. I don't do that anymore. As you can tell, that Marine Corps flag behind me, that's covering up the Punisher symbol on my wall that I painted myself. And I had a stencil, so I didn't do it freehand. But anyways, what got me into doing the real life superhero is because I took on that mantle of the Punisher for my cousins. And making a long story short, everywhere I went with dressed as Punisher, I had security following me, I had cops following me, and people calling in on me, hey, there's a suspicious person, and all that. So I became a Christian. I love Jesus. I love Father God, Lord Jesus, and the Holy Spirit with all my heart. And it was a battle because I was portraying someone that's all about death, and all of heaven's about life. And me being a Christian, that was a conflict within myself. So I took on Armored Knight as I am now, the Angelic Crusader, as doing this, what God wanted me to do, or what He wants all of us to do, is to help the homeless, on the streets. Matter of fact, out in my car right now, I have two great big bags, grocery bags. Well, not grocery bags, but like Family Dollar bags of nothing but oodles and noodles. Not the little cup of noodles, but the bags of noodles. I got two whole bags of them and a case of water that a friend of mine and some other real life superheroes that I talk to on a regular basis, them and their mom, him and his mom, they live out in Tombstone, Arizona. They lost their home and now they have to live in their car. And friends told me about a friend of mine named Tothian. He's up in New Jersey. He asked me, he said, Armor Knight, can you help them out? I said, yeah, I can help them out. So I went and got all that day before yesterday down at Family Dollar in our town in Fairview, and where I live. And I'm gonna go Monday and get some money out of the bank. Then I'm gonna send all that out to Tombstone, Arizona, to him and his mom out there. They're gonna have two great big bags full of oodles and noodles, and they're gonna have a whole bunch of like a case of water, bottled water. It's like a lot of people, I've seen videos of different superheroes. They would go out and buy, like this one guy, he bought two boxes of pizza, and up in Minnesota, and he laid it on the floor, on the ground, on the sidewalk. He said, "And now everybody share." That's not going to cover everybody who was there. Two pizzas is not going to make any difference. There's going to be a lot of people who don't get it. What me and my team do, we go out, we buy $100 worth of Little Caesars pizza, and each homeless person, brother and sister that is homeless on the street, we give them a box of pizza. It's just like you go out like New York style pizza, or you go get a pizza for your family, all of our families. You're going to have pizza night, or football or whatever. Ladies, I know you might not be in football or any kind of sports, but the boxes of pizza, give them a box of pizza, and give them like bottled water or Gatorade or Powerade, something to quench their thirst and stuff, and keep them, the electrolytes in them. And our team, our real life superhero team, is called the Omega Alliance Initiative Homeless Outreach Team. What we strictly do is help out the homeless, our homeless brothers and sisters out on the street here in West Virginia, in Fremont. And what we do is we feed them. We don't crime fight or anything. We don't go crime fighting and stuff like that. We leave it. That's what the cops are for. That's what the police is for. That's their job. They do their job. We do ours. We don't fight crime. We don't go after criminals or anything like that. When a person's having a bad day, or they don't have anything to eat or anything to drink, clothing, and like sleep bag, pillow, sleep bag, or blanket, we provide that stuff. We ask the community if they would go out and take their money and buy the stuff that we need. We would meet them somewhere and collect all that donations. We don't don't collect no money whatsoever, because we don't want someone to say, oh, they're just taking the money and using it for their own person. No, we're not. That's why we ask them, the community, the neighborhood, the neighbors, and all that, the whole area, if they would go out and help us and collect the stuff we need. We got 2 lists, one for men, one for women, so that they don't get mixed up and they don't get the wrong backpack or care package that we hand out. So when we do that, we really we've got a lot of rave reviews. Everybody's like, wow, we've been on Channel 5 News in our area and stuff. And, we was back then when we was on Channel 5 News, we were called Heroes Against Hunger. Well, I looked on YouTube and there's a whole list of them. I'm like, oh, we got to change the name. So we came up with another name, which was West Virginia Homeless Outreach. But we can't do that because we got a lot of people, a lot of superheroes like Mr. Roboto in North Carolina. We have Dark Defender in Tennessee. We have Nighthawk up in New York, upper state New York. We got a lot of people everywhere. And we even got a guy over in White, UK. The town is called White, and he is the White Knight. In the UK, White Knight in the UK, he's a real life superhero too. And we're all around the world right now. Our group is all around the world. Or we're on Facebook. Just look up our thing on Facebook. The Omega Code, or the Omega Code. That's one of my favorite movies. But anyways, the Omega Alliance Initiative. When you look that up, you'll see everything we do.
Question, there's so many issues going on in like every community. How, what brought you to choose homelessness as the challenge to kind of tackle in your community?
We fight against apathy and we fight against homelessness and hunger, because there's always someone out there, they don't want to help out the homeless. It's like, oh, maybe someone else will do it. I don't have time. Or, you'll see a lot of people walk along the streets and someone, a homeless person will ask them, or homeless brothers and sisters will ask them, buddy, do you got any spare change? And they'll see like, no, don't touch me. Don't get away from me. All this. I don't have no money. All you're going to do is get drunk or use it for drugs. No, a lot of people don't. A lot of homeless people on the street don't. There's a lot of them that do, but that's all. They don't want no food, no drink. What they want is their next fix. And that's all they live for. But the ones that really need it, like my friend out in Tombstone, Arizona, him and his mom got, I don't know what the situation is, but I know they're homeless and they're going to be living in their car. And I'm doing this out of the kindness of my heart. It's in the Bible. Jesus said, I was hungry and you gave me food. I was thirsty and you gave me something to drink. I was in the hospital and you came and comforted me. I was in jail and you came and visited me. This is commandments each and every one of us is supposed to do for our Heavenly Father up in heaven. That's why we do what we do. And get more exposure when I joined this more exposure for our team to get known more, and people will be like, hey, they live in our area. Let's help them out.
It's interesting because I feel like in
superhero media, it's like, you know, the pressure on the hero to kind of tackle every single issue in the community at once, you know, in some ways feels less effective than hyper focusing on one single challenge, you know, at a time. So it's really, that's why I wanted to ask the question I asked, because it seems like you're really, you know, making impact.
Yeah, we are. We definitely are. Because, like I said, we leave the crime fighting to the cops. That's their job. That's why they get the uniform. I used to be a Marion County Police Reserves, so I know what the cop. We used to help cops out when I worked for them. That's their job. That's their job to go after the criminals, and you know all this stuff's going on. We take care of the homeless. We take care of our homeless brothers and sisters that are in need. They don't know when their next meal's coming from, or they don't know where their next something to drink, or you know where they're going to sleep the night. You know where they're going to sleep the next night, or next place they lay their head down, if that's possible.
Armored Knight, I think this is you bring up a really interesting point, a few interesting points, and we talked about some of this on your development call. I was very inspired, you know, for those who haven't seen it, I was very inspired by your ability to evaluate yourself, because I think that's a skill that many of us, all of us, need to get better at. And some may not even be activating that skill set yet in life. And I think it's something that to be activated. You recognize that, hey, I am draped in a garb, the Punisher garb, that is bringing me the exact opposite of the thing that I actually want to do.
Yeah.
It's the service that I want to be to the world. And that is something that has actually plagued the superhero storytelling world. And continues to plague it today, which is essentially the hero wrapping themselves in a sense of vengeance rather than a sense of service. And that service is through the lens of vengeance rather than the lens of actually like making the world a better place. And I think to Autumn's point, that making the world a better place, there's so many ways to do that, and to actually choose something in particular that you're going to focus on, such as with you with service through serving the homeless, is a massive it's a massive achievement, and you know, so much gratitude for you and your group that do that. But I also think it's something that we as a community need to look at when designing our characters and our stories, and really saying, well, what do I want to address in the world, even if it's through fiction, even if it's through, because fiction becomes reality. That's one of the main points of what we're doing with Real World and what we're doing with Justice for Hire, is like essentially recognizing that how we think in terms of sci-fi, for example, sci-fi creates the inspiration for scientists to make the technology that doesn't exist.
Yeah, like Iron Man.
Exactly. And so we have Iron Man programs now in the United States, you know, like, so it's
Iron Man, Iron Man, and then the Batman,
Star Trek,
all the gadgets that he had.
Absolutely. So I think that with what you're saying to me is very interesting, because and I think where this conversation has gone is that we can really take inspiration from saying, hey, there is one thing in the world that I really needs someone like me to think about. And even through fiction, by nature of you thinking through things that, even if it's you know, not doing it today in the real world, you're just making stories about it and you're shooting on your phone some cool scenes about this problem you're tackling, it's actually going to inspire, it's going to trickle down, it's going to inspire other people to say, hold on for a second, how come we don't think like that in the real world? Because that's better. Let's try that. Oh, it actually works. And that's how science fiction works. And that's why we consider Justice for Hire near future sci-fi, because so many people in our community are not real life superheroes such as yourself. they're casual players. They're people that want to they want to embody a hero. They want to play in a movie. They want to do X, Y, Z, and we can use our stories to inspire ourselves to do something greater. So I think that what you're doing, and my next question is, how do you take what you're doing and creator? I also want to ask you a question after this as well, because I'm interested in your 2.0 costume. But I'm Armor Knight. I'm wondering, how are you, from the vantage point of being a Justice for Hire hero, how are you connecting the Justice for Hire mythology or that you're creating now to, if you are, is Armored Knight the Justice for Hire character?
Yes.
Is he connected to Armored Knight, the real life superhero, and how are they connected?
How they're connected, it exposes to what I do as a real life superhero. What I do as a real life superhero is we go, like I said before. See, when I was the Punisher, everybody, I had that attitude, the Punisher attitude, like, yeah, go ahead, do something. You know, ready? Let's go. Let's get, you know. Now, I was trying to be a crime fighting superhero at that time. You know, just live the life of the Punisher. I had so many cops and security guards and people calling on me and stuff that, you know, a friend of mine, well, at the time, he wasn't a friend. He told me, he said, hey, Punisher, why don't you just stop being a copycat of being the Punisher, and get your own persona of what you want people to recognize, and then go with that. He said, you being the Punisher, said, everybody's laughing at you. So they're all laughing at you. You're being a copycat, not the real deal. And meaning, make your own persona, your real life superhero persona up, like Urban Avenger. His is the original. Master Legend, Tothian, Citizen Prime, and Life, and Dark Guardian. These are all real life superheroes that.
Dark Guardian's a friend of JFH.
Yep, he's awesome. And then Dark Defender, my friend Dark Defender. He's also a part of us too. JFH.
Oh, nice. All right.
So
Yeah, I'm like Dark Defender. I'm like scrolling down the app in my head.
when you see Dark Defender's name on here,
Yeah, he's on there.
that's my friend. I told you, I texted you and told you, or messaged you and told you I would get a hold of all my real life superhero friends and tell them, hey, you know, I posted the link and everything to our app and everything, and said, hey guys, you want to be in the movies? Here you go. Here's your chance. And I said, this is legit. This is not making fun of us like before. All the media was, you know, giving us a hard time, laughing. You know, us dressing up in costumes and going out. I call them uniforms. I don't call them costumes. Costumes is what we used to dress up for Halloween in school, you know, Halloween parties in elementary school, and, you know, all that when I was younger. I don't know how you all went when you were all young. But anyways, uniforms, that's what I call them. We dress up in our own persona uniforms, and we go out and do what we have to do to get the job done. Now, as me being the Armored Knight, the Angelic Crusader, I'm getting more positive feedback than I did when I was a copycat of the Punisher. I mean, you type in Punisher and it's like your monitor's gonna blow up with all the listening. Oh, Frank Castle this, Frank Castle that.
Armor Knight, you said something very interesting. You said that that we're not making fun of the real life superhero community like other points in the media.
Yes.
And that's part of the reason you share this with your real life superhero community, share JFH. So I think it's I'm wondering still how in your conversations with those in the real life superhero community, how are you connecting the reality of what you do to the stories that are possible, because the stories are being written by you right now, that are possible in the Justice for Hire cinematic universe, and even recognizing that there are things that you might do in the JFH cinematic universe that you might not be doing in your real life superhero work, drawing that line, making that distinction, and having fun, creatively. So how is that conversation, how does that conversation go, either via inner monologue for you or dialogue between you and some of your real life superhero community?
They're really got good feedback from it. I told them, I said, guys, I said, this is not like any of the other media stuff. Like Peter Tangen, he told in one video that he said, the media,
I know Peter very well.
I have not got to talk to him yet. I'd love to talk to him. I would love to meet him and talk to him, even if it's like this. He photographs all of us.
Yeah, I'm gonna message him actually.
And anyways, he said in one of the videos that this guy from he was a real life superhero. Well, he was going to start being a real life superhero from the UK. And Peter Tangen was one of the, he's a professional photographer. You know him as well as I do. Professional photographer for all superhero movies and all of us. He said in there, he said, the media made fun of us. They didn't take us serious like they should have. Well, we're doing real life deeds that nobody else is going out and doing or thinking about doing. We got the guts to do it. Like, tell you the story. And he said this on there, and he'll relay it to you, Jan. Thanos up in Canada. He would go out at 3 o'clock in the morning, and that's when the shelters would not, no one would be in the shelters because they'd be too full and too packed. He was going out and helping the homeless that was out on the streets at 3 o'clock in the morning. He met this lady named Rose, and she was like 80-some years old. And she told Thanos, she said, oh, Thanos, I've been homeless for 63 years. She was 80-some years old. And Thanos told her his name, and she knew where he took it from, was a Greek mythology. Thanos is the god of death, or was like a death angel or some sort. And he said that, she said, oh, Thanos, would you dance with me? Because I want to dance with death before I die. So 3 o'clock in the morning, Thanos and Rose did a waltz under the bridge up in Canada where he's stationed, where he's living at. Him and her did a waltz under the bridge. It was snowing, it was pouring the snow down, and it was a silent night. And a week later, she was hospitalized. Then a week later after that, she passed away. And Peter Tangen told that on that video. And it was so inspiring. And also, Thanos said, this is what got him into real life superheroes. He was walking along the beach one day, and millions and millions of fishes on the beach, washed up. They couldn't get back in the ocean. And he seen this little boy. The little boy was taking each and every fish and throwing them back in the water. And he walked up to him. He said, "Little boy," he said, "what are you doing this for?" He said, "I'm saving these fish's lives." He said, "There's millions and millions of fish on the ocean, on the beach. You can't save all of them." The little boy picked up a fish and he threw it back in the water. He said, "It will to this one." That's what made him become a real life superhero. If you have that mindset, if we have all that mindset, and I got that mindset too. If we use that mindset, we can accomplish anything we want to accomplish in life, even become a real life superhero.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Armin Knight. I think that's all those stories are amazing. Thank you for reminding me to reach out to Peter, because I will do that in a little bit. I haven't seen him in years, and I think this is a great segue to Creator, aka David Murray, on here, because Creator has came to us through social media. We were really inspired by his cosplay, his ability to create characters across cosplay, and he built his own original Justice for Hire hero outfit, and it's really, really beautiful stuff. And we are as a community about to have access to creating our own action figure models, and that'll happen in the coming months. So we'll get really specific about that soon.
Hey, David, 2 thumbs up, bro.
So I'm very interested if David is accessible right now to hear a little bit about his 2.0 costume that he's working on. He was in episode 1 of the series. Like, we have 4 episodes out. We have another like 10 or 14 that are already shot, and David's in the first one of that of this next really what we consider our first season. Everything else is pre-season 1. So David, are you available? Creator, you there?
Hello.
Oh my God, you are wonderful.
Yes.
Hey, bro.
How are you?
Yeah,
Real good. Real good.
Yeah. So, what was the question here?
Oh, the question is, what's going on with Creator 2.0 outfit? And which one are you in the action figure? I think the first one is the one to go with, but I'm super interested in 2.0 and what some of your thoughts are.
Basically, I've been watching a lot of like DC Marvel movies, because I'm trying to keep it as realistic as possible, so like no Iron Man type stuff, more like a Batman Beyond or like Static Shock, just regular clothes. So but like every hero needs like a secret identity, so you try to incorporate it to be as realistic as possible, because I know we're not going to be flying or not going to be shooting lightning bolts out of our hand and stuff, but you got to make it appeal to the crowd. Everyone wants to see a new hero, something good, something that they can see, hey, even though it's not like as fancy, it's still good, like for instance, Nightwing from Titans, Robin, that's the whole basis of my suit. And it has to be very mobile.
This is the 2.0 driving, right?
Yes.
Okay. So again, I appreciate the skillful cryptic language, because that's what you're using right now.
Yeah.
It's very media trained. Like, you're like, it's gonna be like all of these, except really, really, really grounded. So, that's dude. I mean, we can't wait to see it. So, just I guess my question now, comparing the first costume to this one, would you say that this one is more teched out or more grounded, or what would you say? Because that was a pretty unique costume outfit that you had for the first rendition.
It's more teched out and more grounded. Like, I gave him more like a more realistic effect. Like,
okay,
like armor, not like cop armor, but like, like I gave a vest, You know, so let's say you do an action scene, you gotta protect yourself. You know, the suit was too like frail, if that makes sense. You know, and I gave it some detail.
That's super. First of all, I think that's an amazing character arc for creator as a character in Justice for Hire. So like the fact that you have recognized that your first outfit may not have had enough protection for you to be patrolling the streets and to be doing whatever else your hero does in working for your community, that you had to make something that was more durable. Am I going along the correct lines here? Am I interpreting this?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, that's awesome. That's a great realization for a character to have. That, especially after if everyone who's watching, if you don't know, creator has a fight scene moment with a pro MMA fighter, Brendan Weaver, pro UFC fighter. So he's in it with them. And so, Armor Knight showing off some of his gear. He's got some really, really tough stuff.
Something like that. That's really good.
Yeah. This is motocross, or not motocross, motocross and BMX.
Okay.
Armor Knight, can you show off the for a second?
Under here. I got all this from eBay and wish.com.
I go to like what's it called? Home Depot, Lowe's and stuff, and I buy foam and I craft it for like light and portable, you know.
I don't know if I can put my foot up, but I wish I could.
Creator, it sounds pretty spectacular what you're working on that. So we are waiting with bated breath.
It'll be ready in about like a week and a half. I just need some other stuff to come in. You know, a couple of test fits, mobility purposes, you know, see if it stays together, stuff like that.
Creator, will you be entering the action film competition?
I think I'm going to. I just gotta find somebody to, work with.
Okay. Well, like I said, I'm gonna and maybe I'll do a little bit more of a tutorial breakdown on how to shoot an action scene by yourself.
Okay.
If you wanted to do something by yourself, you should be able to. And so, especially it's just so easy. Just literally pick up the camera. I'm gonna punch myself in a little bit. It's gonna be great. You'll see it on Monday. Even though is in the call to action video doing some nice elbows and defending and throwing me into a wall, which is great. So that's super fun.
Okay.
And Sensei Claus, my question to you is: are you also going to be doing the action film competition?
Oh, sure. You said it's deadline's October, right? 15th?
October 15th.
Yeah, maybe I'll see who else is in the city. I know, Ruben Taichi Wonder, he's in Jersey. So maybe not him, but I'll dig up somebody. Maybe Juice, I don't know.
Nice, man. Taichi Wonder just messaged me with his new YouTube channel, his journey on Shaolin Kung Fu, which is pretty great. So,
yeah, he sent me that too.
Sorry, Jan.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Was that the lead actor from Shang-Chi?
Simu Liu?
Yeah.
Was that who are you referring to besides in Justice for Hire?
No. On your on the Tai Chi video.
Oh yeah, the Tai Chi video that we put on the timeline is just a breakdown. As a community, since we're dissecting action, etc., and doing our best to not only shoot great action, but also to shoot it from a different place in our hearts. I get
that guy that was in the other, was that Shang-Chi?
The guy in the video that I'm breaking down is, I took the Shang-Chi movie and I said, hey, this action scene here's how you do it in real life.
Yeah.
And so I was using footage from the Shang-Chi film, and which includes Simu Liu, who is in the lead actor, and Tony Leung, who is an institution to himself.
So is that guy was up in the thing when all three of us was on here?
Oh, you
That's
mean
what I'm
today? Was he on here today with us?
No. Was that him Tuesday with us? Me, you, and him.
No. That's Mark is that's our, it's actually our startup company's lawyer, Mark Haride, who also happens to be before he was our lawyer, he was a Tai Chi friend. And so he's in the Tai Chi community, and it's a wonderful community of people. Lots of you meet lots of very unique, very strong human beings in this community.
No, I last saw you on Wednesday for the test session.
Yes, I think all of us were there for that. We're not, but yeah. But guys, I mean, I'm super grateful that everyone comes to these, and this is I was so happy that we got to that everyone got to share in Armor Knight's story, because I really want him to share this with the larger community. We had a toilet problem earlier, but it fixed itself. We'll be right there. But guys, we're going to run for today. We love you guys.
Well, I was going to say something else about my uniform.
Oh, sure.
Andrea brought it up. My uniform consists of, it's a mixture between
Maybe I'm to check it out.
the full armor of God from the Bible, Michael the Archangel, and Assassin's Creed.
I'm sorry, could you say that again? It's a mixture of Michael the Archangel.
I said my mixture in between my uniform is mixture in between the full armor of God from the Bible, Michael the Archangel, and Assassin's Creed.
That's a very powerful combination. I'm super interested in the concept of the full armor of God. It's a great name.
Yes. Well, this is where the armor comes in.
Could you just give us a close up of those gloves for a second? Because a buddy of mine, we're talking about those. Yeah, that's great. Awesome gloves. Those are great. I remember I've wanted to order something like that. Yeah.
Fish.com.
Yeah, I hope you're getting paid as an affiliate.
You can get you can get these gloves. I'll tell you, my uniform, I seen what it was going to look like before I got it. I had to do little by little, because see, in September 7, 2007, it was 14 years ago when I had a kidney transplant, and I'm still going strong, and I'm on a fixed income, and that's why I had to, little by little, I had to get all this. The only thing I have to get now is that that helmet I showed you. I sent you a picture of it, Tom. And I'll have the whole full armor of God.
Wow.
I'm not saying I am God. It's only, he's the only one that's God, not me. I'm just a servant.
Well, we all appreciate your service, brother. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Armor Knight. Thank you, Sensei Claus. Thank you, Creator, Andra, and thank you everybody who watches these, and a bunch of the other community who can be here today. But thank you everybody, as usual, for being a part of the Justice for Hire community, for building what we're doing, which is again a multi-year plan. This is not just, hey, come and make something and it's over. We're building together for a longer and bigger purpose. So making a cinematic English together, or making a show together.
Let me show you something before you go. This is what's on my back. My uniform.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Says, Christian biker, I ride with Jesus.
I assume you have a motorcycle to go with that.
We have one outside, but
Okay. I mean, if it was a bicycle, that would be fine too. But I'm
thinking about getting me one of them e-bikes. I found a nice one on Wichita, $237.
Nice. Well, I'm very close to getting on my non-electric scooter and scootering down the street for some exercise. It's gonna be great.
Down
Don't blame me.
5 miles.
Down the street 5 miles for some exercise. It's gonna be wonderful.
Yeah.
Awesome, guys. Guys, thank you all so much. I hope an amazing weekend. We'll have the video out on Monday for everyone to check out, and all the functionality being the app to associate with that, so you can actually follow through and make something, and it'll be great. So we're just sending so much love out to you guys.
I got that. Remember that one uniform that I sent you a picture of, the all black one with the white?
Yes.
I got another one of them. The tunic. It's over behind, but I didn't put it on today because I don't have the patches on it. This is the only one I have the patches, the Michael Archangel patch and the one I just showed you on the back one.
That's awesome, man. Well, definitely share a photo or video of you on that motorcycle too, please.
Okay,
All
no
right.
problem.
Have a great weekend.
Nice to meet you.
All right, see you all later. Nice to meet you too.
Bye, guys.
Take care.